Hello and welcome to Copper Bulletins, the Warning Army podcast. I've got Derek with me today, so say hi, Derek.
Hello.
So, Derek, no Mikey today, as Mikey, in his words, he has class. I don't think that's
Yes.
true,
No.
but
Not at all.
keep
But a
telling
school
yourself that.
class, yeah.
Yeah. So, there's been quite a lot that's gone on in the last couple of weeks. Little bits and
Yeah,
bobs.
yeah,
Been
we've been getting
quite busy.
lots of little teasers on Instagram and Patreon lenses and
Yeah.
of just snippets of bits and pieces.
Well, yeah, but I think if we start with that, actually, because what we did get, we got a I mean, there was a sneak peek on a Patreon lens. I can't remember if we mentioned that in the last one, but it was only a few seconds. But we got a little sneaky peek of Martyrio, the
Yes, we
final
did,
lift,
aye.
for 6 seconds on
Which was
Instagram.
very exciting. Yes, can't wait to hear the full version.
Yeah, I'll put a little snippet of it in. I won't put the whole thing in. Go on their site, go on their Instagram and find it. It's there, or on YouTube. Someone will YouTube it. But my favourite thing about there was two things I really liked about that little video because I think it went out as a live on David Bender's Instagram account, so that's probably where it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it did appear there.
So I really like the fact that they were Danny was feeding back her production notes, and she seemed very proud of David that he got it right first time. It was like gold star.
Did not
No,
get
there's
any
nothing you have to
notes
fix.
on this song
What's the
from
song?
me. Martirio!
Yeah, that was quite funny. It was nice to see.
Like a proud teacher.
Yes.
But also, I really like the fact that it was David that said, can we play a bit?" Like he was really proud of it as well. He was like dead excited.
I know. I mean, it's been a fantastic experience for the girls working with somebody
Oh yeah,
like DB.
big Papa B.
Yes. Yeah. um, his wealth of knowledge
Yeah,
and his tips and tricks. Yeah,
you, you get the impression. I mean, it's obvious from the production notes that he's zoned in very quickly on sort of what it is the girls want from in terms of how they want their album to sound from a production point of view. He's obviously done the first few
exactly.
tracks, and now he knows what they're going to ask for, and knows what levels things are going to have to be at, stuff like that.
And of course, the girls are very good at expressing exactly
Oh,
how they
certainly.
see things and how they perceive things to be and how they want which direction they want it to go in and
Yeah,
then you can take what David's got to say and then you know iron out the creases and find a direction. um I mean, I think that's one thing it's really good is the fact that the girls are so they they are so hands-on when it comes to that sort of thing. They know what they want, they know, but they're not, they are open to taking advice when advice is given. And yeah, I
yeah,
think we're going to end up with a
they're
superb
also
product.
they're not afraid to speak out when it's not
Yeah,
their vision.
when it's not their vision, exactly, they will speak up and say, put their foot down and say no.
But it was a
Um,
really cool little snippet of a video. I mean, obviously, you can't tell brilliantly because it's coming through a phone mic, but just in terms of the sort of the mix and the production itself, it just sounds massive. It's like a really expansive sort of sound, but
yeah, it does.
not
Yeah,
not in the way that you often get nowadays, where they just ramp all the levels up. You get loads of compression and there's space
and
in there as well.
well, that's it. Yeah, I think yeah, with DB it'll be done in a more sort of old school manner,
Yeah,
not all this modern. All just whack it up, compression, bang, there you go.
I remember something like that from when Metallica released Death Magnetic, and everyone was just complaining because the CD just was so sort of all the levels were just too high. Like
Yeah.
you can always turn your CD player up. You don't need it to be that loud on the disc.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, we're
Definitely.
about halfway. We're about halfway through mixing, aren't we? Aren't we? Pretty much.
Yeah, I think it must be about halfway through.
Yeah. So they've probably got maybe about another week to go, I think, and then they're done.
Oh, then they should be done and dusted. Yeah.
They're currently in the middle of a massive snowstorm.
I was going to say, yeah, weather and things permitting. Yes.
Yeah,
I know they've been.
I saw
I
that
know they're
comment you made
inside.
about the snow.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not going to throw you under the bus for that. But that I saw like they on in Instagram doing the snow angels.
Yes.
And there was like a table outside, them chairs, and the chairs were just like full of snow.
Yeah,
It's like
they've
serious.
certainly had a good, serious amount of snow.
Yeah, not bad for your first proper experience of snow. New Jersey hasn't let them
Yes.
down in that respect.
No, it certainly hasn't. Not like the snow we get here.
No, we're not very good at it.
No, we're not very good at it.
I do feel the need that I should point out, because on the last one we talked about my lyrics, my When I'm Alone lyrics with the melon on them.
The melon, yes.
And I got a shout out about that on Danny Day the other week on a live.
That's right, on Danny's live,
Yeah.
she did give you a big shout out
Yeah.
for it,
Right,
which is good for you.
I'm touched that my melon made such an impact. And yeah, if I was being brutally honest, it's possibly not the best looking melon or accurate melon from an artistic point of view, but it's the thought that counts. So,
Exactly. It's a unique melon.
it really is. That with Danny Day was a lot of fun because she also told, that's when she sort of revealed about the thing of making little noises between talking, at which point you couldn't unhear it. And I think I kind of do the same as well, so it made me quite conscious of it as well. But
I mean, I think we all have our little things that we do, and
yeah, but watching it then trying not to do it and just failing miserably.
that's the thing, is once you start to try and actively avoid doing it, you're just going to end up doing it more. And yeah, it was quite funny to watch. Mind you, it's always funny to watch when you've got Danny or Pau or Ali doing.
Yeah. Well, but after that we had Pow Day, and I think that got out of hand because she did the playlist and a collaborative playlist. I was like, I saw that after 20 minutes. I was like, I'll put a song in. At that point, there was already 45 hours of songs on that playlist.
I know. I feel really sorry for Pau because she tries to do these playlist things and it always just seems to descend into utter chaos.
Like, yeah. So yeah, next time Pow does that, don't add the entire Led Zeppelin discography to the playlist.
No, that is not funny. It's not clever. It's not smart.
Don't add 300 songs. It's not necessary. This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things, because there's always some idiot out there that spoils it.
And she's always really nice about it, but you can tell them it's like, what are these idiots playing at? Why have they done this? I don't know about you. I haven't got time to add 300 songs to somebody else's playlist.
No, I've not got time to add 300 songs to my own playlist.
Exactly. So,
let alone put it on somebody else's.
But it was like, I was watching, it's like, no, surely not. Someone's going to have some common sense. No, people got no common sense.
Well, this is the problem. People don't have common sense.
They don't. And then, obviously, we've also had the crossover this week of Danny Day and Pow Day switching, because it's just been Danny's birthday.
Yes, Danny is officially an adult. Yeah. 21.
I remember being 21, vaguely.
Yeah, vaguely as well. Yeah.
So, belated happy birthday, Danny, and it's Pal's birthday as of recording this weekend.
Yes.
On
I'll be having 19th.
Yeah, on Friday.
Yeah.
On the 5th. Because they're going to swap their days again, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then revert back. So, yeah,
Then
belated happy birthday to Danny. And happy birthday to Pat on Friday.
Yes, happy belated.
And look at and bless them. They're working on their birthdays.
I mean, yes, they always seem to end up working on birthdays or whatever, but that's the girls. They just get on and do what needs done when it needs done.
Well, they're just really dedicated, aren't they?
I mean, they are, and that's why they're in the position that they're in. It's you can't just sit about and get record deals and make an album. You've got to put some hard work and dedication into it, and they do, and the results are fantastic for us.
Yeah, and I suppose at the same time as well, it's like, well, yeah, we've got this window to get the mixing done. Let's just get it out of the way. It's probably a bit rubbish that the birthday's fallen into it, but better to get it all done. You don't want to hang about.
They're also very good at keeping us in suspense and
yes,
not letting.
I love how savage Ali is about all that kind of stuff. Like Danny's always dead polite, but they're dead diplomatic. When people ask, you can tell us about the album, or you're gonna, and Ali's just like, no, stop asking.
I know Ali is funny.
I
really like Ali's savage streak in her.
She's just like, no, we're not telling you. Stop asking.
I mean, she's always so quiet and shy, but she's not as quiet and shy really as she makes out. She has got a very devilish streak to her.
She's very efficient with her words.
Yes, I mean, I always found it hilarious. There was I can't remember which show or two it was, but they were doing a radio interview, and Danny was resting, so it was Pow and Ali, but it was being recorded, and it's like the guy's answering questions, and you just see Ali sitting there nodding at the microphone or shaking her head at the microphone, and Pow's doing all the talking. It's just classic Ali,
didn't she? It was just like, look, Danny and Pow never shut up.
Yeah.
I don't really need to say anything. I'll leave them to it.
That's it. And I just love and likes the vlogs and stuff as well. It's like, Danny's trying to be all serious and say something to the camera, and Ali's just making faces at Pow and making Pow laugh. And
it's always Pow and Ali mucking around in the background.
Yeah,
it's really trying to get things back on track, saying, anyway, the point is, and they're just ignoring it.
It's great just seeing the way she.
Oh, I just remembered something else as well. Off of Patreon, there's the Q&As for the higher tiers. I know you don't get them, bless your heart. And I normally just ask really stupid questions. Like a while ago, I asked one, say, what's the best brownie piece? Which is, of course, the corner, which Pow confirmed. But lately on TikTok, I keep getting... it's a bit meta, because one of the trends on TikTok at the moment is this girl, I think she's... who posts a video, and people stitch it, and the video is... what's the video that lives in your head rent-free?
Right, okay.
And then, obviously, someone stitches the video that lives in their head rent-free. The video... So Danny posted hers, and I asked, what's the video that lives in your head rent-free? And she linked the video. And I'm sure, and then Angelica managed to remember that she'd referred to it before. So it's the beans, greens, potatoes.
Yes.
The mannequin head thing. But Angelica did an awesome stitch up of that. Like, did you? I guess you saw that on her Insta.
Oh, yes, I did. I Angelica's just brilliant, bro. I mean,
It's the fact that she managed to remember that they'd referred to that 2 years ago in an interview.
Oh yeah, aye.
Or something.
And then she just suddenly plucks it out our memory and memes it.
Angelica always has receipts. Always.
Yeah.
But she'd done that, and during that previous one when he talked about it, and Powell absolutely nailed the the first time I saw Angelica's one, I assumed that was from the original audio, and only after watching it about 6 times, I was like, oh no, that's actually Powell doing that. But I couldn't stop watching that. So arguably now, not only does the beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes song live rent free in my head, but also Angelica's edit.
Yes, Angelica's very good at doing edits that live in your head.
Yeah. Post in the comments. What's a video that lives in your head rent free? The other one that lives in my head rent free is the one of the Pomeranian. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen that one. I'm trying to think. You see, now I can't think of what lives in my head.
That, and also the Wendy's training videos from the 80s, which are amazing.
Well, there's certain videos live in my head rent free, but I don't know if that'd be appropriate.
Yeah, possibly not. And we just speaking of going back to Ali being savage, she just did an Instagram live QA on Ali Day, and proceeded to put stickers on her face on every single
all over her face. And yeah, I was absolutely decking myself at that. I just thought that was brilliant. That was so Ali.
I'm just going to troll the entire fan base.
Yeah.
I don't like banging on about the Patreon stuff too much because obviously I know not everyone is able to get on it, but it's worth it. They did another reaction video to themselves.
That's right, they have.
It's quite a lot's happened. I'm just like, but that was their first ever performance. The God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
Yeah.
With the
Ali just looked so tiny. It was. It's funny because you see them now, and Ali's the big one, the tall one, and it's when you go back and you see, oh, actually, she was the small one.
Yeah, she was tiny. And I think she looked a lot smaller as well because she was holding a bass, and basses, even a small bass, is still big. But it's just fascinating, especially that performance, because it's their first ever one. Because even by the time they did the Enter Sandman one, they were kind of polished by then, even at that point.
Yeah.
Sorry,
excuse me.
Just late night, did you, Derek?
Sudden yawn in the middle there.
You've been out partying. You can't know where to go at the moment, is there?
No, there's absolutely no way to go party. Yeah, go party in my kitchen. Because, if you go to a party, it's always in the kitchen.
Yeah, nowhere else. That's where the food is. I'm quite say, I mean, it's February now. They in that Rolling Stone interview, they did sort of tentatively say maybe March for a single. It's that's not far away at all. I mean,
it's not far away.
It does feel like it because January's just been 36 weeks long, but
I know January always feels like it's 36 weeks long. But I mean, that's just at the beginning of February, so get the mixing finished up, then yeah, we very well could get a little single released.
I get the impression that as far as the mixing goes, they're probably flying through that now, because obviously, first couple of tracks, probably more feedback, but it does seem, and as you'd expect, like you say, so experienced that David's got a real handle on their sound now.
Yes,
and what they want to hear from it, so he knows exactly what to do. So it does a mix, and go right there. You go.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I think they're probably at a point where, yeah, David knows what they want. They know what David's going to give them, and it's just, yeah, cool. Let's get on with this.
But I'm really excited because I get the impression that this is going to be. I mean, I'd say you compare 21st Century Blood to Queen of the Murder Scene, and the kind of jump in terms of, I guess, like the maturity of the songwriting and stuff like that. And even then, like 21st Century Blood, there's still some like really good songs on there. It's still really good.
I know it's even when you look at the difference between Escape the Mind and 21st Century Blood. There's still some really good songs on there as well, but there's a big difference, and then a difference to
even just from those tiny little bits we've heard. This feels like it will just be a whole other level.
Yes. I mean, I guess as well that if you go from doing something yourself to something with a record label behind you, a well-known producer behind you, there is going to be a massive leap in what comes out.
Well, you've got a lot more resources.
And the girls, of course, possibly one good thing with COVID is obviously the girls haven't been out touring and have spent more time practicing, polishing their skills, spent the time on the songwriting, the recording.
I'm sure they said they added 2 songs to the album in the gap, because ordinarily they should have been they would have been recording it after the US tour, wouldn't they?
Well, that was the original
plan. They would have done the tour in March, April, then done the album.
That's right, yeah, and then hit the studios after that. Yeah, because I think because they're going to go March, April, and I think they're doing a final show in Mexico just at the beginning of May, and that was going to be the climax to the tour, and then
off to the
studio. But of course, they've had time to do a lot more behind the scenes, like I say, practicing and such. So
I think the thing I'm most excited about is hearing more vocally from Danny, because what we've seen over the last 6 months, just in terms of like little throwaway bits on Danny Day and things. She's got like serious range in terms of like with the Billie Eilish covers. She's never sounded like that on a Warning record, and it'll be really interesting to hear if that comes into some of the songs in some part.
That is actually, that's a very good point. That is something that's really exciting. That if we get some of those vocal ranges in the Warning songs,
because we actually heard a bit of the other end of that in Martyria, in that little clip, because that's that. Because we've heard that song before in terms of fan recordings and on like the live stream, but obviously it's not been recorded before, so there's never been a definitive version of that song yet for someone to compare it to.
Well, that's it. Because even when they have done it, they have changed it slightly between performances. So yeah, to hear the definitive album version of it is exciting.
It feels like that's going to be like a really big sort of grow into a proper sort of epic stadium anthem kind of song.
Oh yes, I think it will be. Definitely. But yeah, it'd be lovely to hear that. Also, just to hear how they've matured in terms of their playing, their combined songwriting. Yeah, it's just exciting all around. I mean, we've been waiting for so long for it. It's just like, and then
Well,
of course,
in fairness, they've actually busted through it pretty quickly, really.
I mean, they have. It probably just feels like it's been an eon for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, every month feels like 36 weeks.
It's a strange time all around. Definitely.
I mean, that's the thing. It is. It's a completely strange time, and it's just can't wait to hear what they've come up with. And
it doesn't help for us. I mean, if Mikey was here, he wouldn't probably quite understand this because he's lower down on the old latitude. But like in the UK, it's dark at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
it's rubbish. We're not quite in Scandinavia, Finland territory, but it's pretty rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, we do get some daylight, but I mean, it's even the difference in the winter between a clear day and a cloudy day. You know, it's
makes it all feel a bit different.
Yes, when you get a cloudy day, and it just feels like it never gets really fully light, and then by 3:30, you're pretty much back in darkness again. It's just, I mean, no wonder they call it seasonal disorder.
Yeah, you're just wanting someone to show you the light.
Exactly.
See what I did there? Do you see what I did there? Do you like that?
I see what you did there. Yeah, I saw.
Well, I mean, that's something that that we were going to touch on the next podcast, hopefully, because I know it's something Mikey wanted to talk about a bit more. That would be a bit of a diversion from the normal warning chat, but at the same time, I think an important conversation to have. I think
it's a very important conversation to have. Definitely. I mean, we all suffer from some sort of mental health problems, from whether they be minor or major, and I'm quite sure it'll be a subject close to a lot of the Warning Army's hearts as well.
Oh, definitely. It's one of those things that the more you look into it, the more you realise how prevalent it is and how many people it does affect. But I think a lot of the time it's still something we necessarily don't talk about enough, just for our own good sometimes. So yeah, that will be a one to have a
totally agree. Yes, and I'll be looking forward to contributing to that one as well.
Definitely. Right. So we reckon we're getting a single. I guess technically a single next month now. Hopefully.
Yep. I think that's very much on the cards. I don't see there be any reason for that not to happen.
But then, I think one of the things I'm most excited for is to see how all this then starts to get promoted. Because this is going to be a whole other level then. In terms
I'd say, it's, you've got the resources of Lava behind them now, so seeing how this gets marketed is going to be
very really
interesting to see.
But there's something really exciting to see something like a late night talk show appearance or something like that on one of them.
Yeah, and of course it's how COVID's going to affect what they can do as well. It's going to be
I think the great thing for them is they've obviously spent plenty of time already adapting to that, and just because of the nature of how the band is, it's very easy for them to do something, say, do a remote gig, It's far easier than most bands where they all live in different towns or different countries. Like, they're all in the same house, they just need to go down to the basement.
I know that's the crazy thing. I think about some bands and the issues that they have, the challenges that they have of being in separate countries sometimes.
Actually, now I'm wondering as well. Remember when they did the Detour show, obviously, which was Lars unveiling them?
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that kit's still in the basement. Because was that like a temporary thing where Lava just said, "We'll set this up for this show," or actually did they say, "Well, we'll leave this here because we're going to have to do more remote stuff"? And
very good question. And what do people think? Leave it in the comments.
See, I always forget about stuff like that.
So did I. I just remembered there. Just you were asking that question. I was like, leave. What do you guys think? Leave your comments. Aye.
Also, I'm eagerly awaiting Pal's return to TikTok.
I know.
She's been threatening it.
It's TikTok has been very quiet, but then I guess focus has been on other things.
Yeah. Obviously, they've been far too busy. There is that little snippet of drums from the new album on that she did.
Yes. I mean, that's another thing. It's quite incredible just how going on TikTok just suddenly seemed to explode as well.
Yeah, that was really weird. All of a sudden, I remember because there was one day where just one of the videos just started to just skyrocket.
Yeah, and again, this is pre having a signed record deal and.
Well, I did ask about that because, you've obviously done TikTok. Have you had any thoughts about trying to make your own music go viral in some way, or just doing something with your own music? And she said she was going to. That was in the plan. She was because it's a weird time we live in, and TikTok is incredibly powerful now in terms of like breaking, well, not necessarily breaking music, but exposing people to music. It's weird how certain songs will just sort of start to trend.
Yes, I mean, I've never really got into TikTok. I mean, I never had TikTok until Pau got hers, and I still don't really dabble in TikTok that much. I don't know. I just think there's enough.
There is, but that's where all the kids are going to find stuff. So if you want to tap into that market, then you need to be doing the TikToks. You need to be in amongst them.
All right. So if I want to be hip and cool, I need to go into TikTok.
Okay. Well, we were going to bring this to a close, but I think this is a first. We've got some breaking news. I feel like I should make like a breaking news graphic or something, but I probably won't bother. There's I was just in between a little edit gap there, and the girls have all launched their own sort of personal Instagram accounts. So get following them.
So yes, definitely go and get those follow buttons hit. Mark and I have done it, so on you go.
So you should too.
Exactly.
I'm wondering if maybe what they'll do is the main account will kind of stay focused on band news and things like that, and maybe the fun activities like Danny Power and Ali Day, stuff like that. Maybe they'll shift those across their personal accounts.
I mean, that seems to make sense to me. That band account for band stuff, and then they can have their own accounts for doing shenanigans.
Yeah, we will see. But yeah, get them followed. And I saw they posted they're actually snowed in today, so couldn't actually even make it to the studio to do mixing.
I wondered if that's why they created an account, so they've got something to do when they're snowed in.
Yeah, it's like can't do any work today, bored. Maybe they'll make a snowman. Hopefully, it doesn't get kicked over by a bin man, like that one in the news. Sure, there's no rogue bin men out there to kick it over.
Let's hope not.
Well, hopefully we'll have Mikey back next time. And he's
Hopefully, yeah, we can get Mikey back and
we can have that chat. And again, thanks for listening. I kind of feel like I should say something like, comment, and subscribe, but I just, at the moment, I still really can't bring myself to say it unironically. It just feels weird.
Can't either.
I always get really. I don't like it when YouTubers have all that weird, false sort of things.
Like, subscribe, click the button, click the bell.
You're on YouTube. The people watching on YouTube, they know how it works. But like FIFA YouTubers all used to bug me about that when they always go out. I say, "Oh, well, let's try and get this video to however many likes, and then I'll do another one." You were going to do one anyway. Don't pretend you weren't.
Yeah, aye.
But,
yeah, we can stand out from the crowd. We can be different, and we won't say that.
Be like really unenthusiastic and indifferent.
I'd be like, yeah, if you want, click the like button.
So, thanks for watching, listening. If you liked it, put a comment if you want. I'd say we normally reply. I don't think I replied to any of the last ones, but I've been quite busy and, it's been dark. Bit of lack of motivation. But, yeah, we'll answer them if any go at this time.
Yeah, just stick your comments down if you've got any. Thank you for listening to us ramble on again.
Yeah, and we will see you on the next podcast.
Come on.
Bye.
Goodbye.